All right, we're back on Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Scott. My next guest today on Central Valley Business is Scott Karl, Economic, Insurance, and College Planning Services, the name of his company. Scott, thank you for coming in today.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
We were talking during the break, and you were telling me some pretty amazing things about how you can help families save a lot of money on college expenses.
Exactly. I think the most important thing is to make sure your child has an opportunity to have a really an enjoyable college opportunity. That's the first objective, is to at least be positioned to allow your child to get that experience, the college experience, and not to mention be able to obtain a career of their choice and have a happy life. That's the first.
If they're not worried about money, they're going to have a much better experience in college, right?
Isn't that the truth?
The parents will enjoy it more, too.
Exactly.
So tell me the mistakes people make and how you can help people avoid those mistakes.
Well, we all know that college is not getting any less expensive each year. I think it's gone up 7 or 8 or 9, 10% in inflationary kind of in that status.
It could be tens of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah, so it's like, most students graduate it takes them 5.5 years to graduate from a 4-year college, and so you're talking at least, after getting some federal aid, of maybe having to pay $25,000 to $35,000, $45,000 a year. It's kind of like buying a new car every year for 5.5 years. That's if you have one kid. You imagine the multiple kids that people have. So it's a huge problem. So college planning is one of the most important financial decisions, financial planning decisions to make. Everyone wants to do retirement planning and so forth, but believe me, paying for college will interfere, or it'll minimize your retirement income. It'll affect it, is what I meant to say. So anyway, college planning is important. Most people go about it wrong, unfortunately. They tend to get boxed into like a 529 account. These are types of products that were designed by the federal government that get your money only to work in one use, and that is just to use for college. So it's money that's working in isolation, and you're not getting other additional benefits for having it locked up for a specific use. So there's lost opportunity cost there if you weigh and measure it. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful when with financial products that, again, put you in a corner of having to use it just for one use. And so it takes a coordinated effort with a variety of financial products to reach your full potential to pay for college.
Okay, but before you start spending your own money, you say parents should go out and look for every possible grant,
absolutely
everything their student can take advantage of that won't cost the family any money.
Correct.
That's number one.
Yeah, that's number one, and that
scholarships,
so forth. And I encourage parents to seek out a college prep expert that knows the application process and coach you and your child when they do enter their freshman year in high school. Start to position your child to get maximum free money
4 years early.
4 years early, but again, you can never start too early for planning to pay for college. So sooner the better. But there's a lot of people who their children are just getting into high school. They should seek out and check out the credentials and the background on a college prep expert.
So would that be you?
That's not me.
No.
That's the first part of college planning, is having someone who knows the ropes of how the application process goes, how to coach the child to take the SATs and all the other tests properly with the right frame of mind, the right angle to maximize those test scores. There's a whole. It's like, it would be like you and I trying to fix the transmission on our car if it broke, and we were going to try to do it ourselves. Well,
I'd be lost.
I tell you what, college planning and that application process is just as complicated. If you do it yourself, you may do okay, but you're going to fall short. And the fees that a college prep expert does charge are just a fraction of what the benefits could be derived from or received.
So at what point in the process then do you come into the picture?
Well, like I say, parents, young parents who are just starting out and just having a child, newborns, what have you. It's a good time to get to understand their options while they're at this age, because the longer they wait, the more of that exponential curve will cost them down the road, in other words. And
The sooner they start saving.
The sooner, the better. But everyone thinks, well, I can't afford to save, or maybe there's other things going on. Well, they need to see a financial model or that resembles a game board in which no matter where you are financially, you can actually see what steps you should take in the right order. And it's all been verified, and it's proven, scientifically proven, of the financial steps to get or to reach your full wealth potential, and which automatically positions you to have more money supply when the college time comes.
So do you have this game board you show people?
You know, I do. I'm not sure if I gave your staff a financial model. I was here last a few months ago. No. But it resembles a game board, if you will. It's got 3 components: protection, savings, and growth. Can you zoom in? You bet. And but what it does, it allows you, like a chess game, populate the board with your present position financially, regarding debt, insurances, all the savings areas in America, and there's 9 ways to get into more equities and higher risk financial products, including real estate, collectibles, and for those that are self-employed, there's a drawer there that you derive tax benefits from your company, tax shelters, in other words. But there's a 529 drawer, there's a annuity drawer, there's a Roth IRA drawer, there's a 403B, 401ks, all those numbered drawers, you name it. Wills and trusts, protection, liability protection. What if your family gets in a lawsuit, they don't have adequate car coverage or homeowners insurance or a general umbrella policy, and they get sued? How does that affect their college planning? See, it's
out the window.
We're in a macro world, and so is your money. Everything should be reviewed, and it's all in hierarchical order here. But it's a very powerful model. We're able to demonstrate cash flow strategies that won't interfere with your living expenses, so it doesn't create any out-of-pocket cash outlay, to have a better result and position you better to help fund college. But here's the kicker. What if there was a way, if you happen to have to pay $20, $50, $100, $200, $500,000 worth of tuition fees throughout your children's college, and get all that tuition money back with interest that you can enjoy from your age 65 to, say, life expectancy. So that's the power of having your money organized like a chess game or a chess match, like a Monopoly game. How are you going to know? How can you play a game on just a blank surface?
It'll be a little tough.
Very difficult to stay organized.
Yes.
How much
Now,
time
what's the
do we
book
have?
you brought there?
The book here is LEAP, Lifetime Economic Acceleration Process. It was written by the creator of the LEAP system and this model. It was designed 45 years ago. Not too many people are aware of it that exists. But long story short, he wrote this book about 7 or 8 years ago, and it talks about college planning in one of the chapters. You can go to Amazon.com, of course, and type in Robert Castiglione or LEAP, L-E-A-P, and it should pop up. And you can buy a used book or a new one for around 10 or 12 bucks, and I guarantee it'll be
Money well spent.
Money well spent.
All right. Scott, we are almost out of time.
Okay.
Anything you want to mention before we go?
I just want to thank my wife, and I love her very much. She helps me become prepared for events like this and gets me on schedule, and I can't tell her how much I appreciate her. So I wanted to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Priscilla.
Awesome.
And I want to thank you very much for the time and appreciate you having me on.
So how do folks reach you?
559-307-6103. And I have a website at scottcarl.com.
Almost gave your email address there.
That
didn't
was
you?
my emails, double.
But ScottCarl.com.
Yes.
And Karl with a K.
Yeah, with the K.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Scott, thank you for coming
Thank
in
you very
today.
much.
Appreciate
Appreciate it so
And
much.
we'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.